What's going on, guys? Multiverse Corrupt here with yet another action figure review video, and today we're having a look at Supergirl from the Flash movie by McFarlane Toys. As always, guys, starting off this video with the McFarlane packaging, and it is of course that traditional black, white, and blue with the open face window with Supergirl right behind it, DC Multiverse and the Flash logo down here, as well as Supergirl's name. Flipping over to the side, guys, we see Supergirl from the Flash movie. Over on the back is a beautiful comic image of this suit. I actually love the lighter blue going throughout the suit with this darker burgundy red. It looks absolutely phenomenal, but it doesn't look that way in figure form. Going over to the side, guys, we see DC Multiverse and Supergirl's name again. Up here on the top is the Flash logo, and then down here at the bottom is the barcode for you barcode guys. With all that said, though, guys, let's go ahead and rip the Girl of Steel out of her packaging and take a closer look. Languishing in the bowels of what appears to be a derelict military base, the severely weakened alien Kara Zor-El has been hidden away from the world by those in fear of her colossal power. A daring rescue mission revives the Kryptonian, but it remains to be seen if Kara will have the strength to join forces with Barry Allen and become the superhero the world needs, Supergirl. So right here, guys, is Supergirl out of the packaging and standing straight up and down on the rotating turntable. And from my first-hand impressions on this Supergirl, I think she's absolutely hideous. That face sculpt is not Sasha Calle. Here's a picture of her right here. She's a beautiful young woman, but for this to be in figure form, it's got this overly sized fat face and fat nose with fat lips and a fat chin. I'm not really sure what happened here. There is no cheekbones, and she's got some good cheekbones. When it comes to the suit, guys, I actually kind of like the suit. At first, when I first saw it released, I was not a big fan of it. I didn't like how the cape just draped off the back and not over the shoulders, and I don't like the red. I do not like the red shoulders going down the biceps. I do not like that. However, I do think the classic Henry Cavill Superman logo on the chest looks amazing. I like the color blue they added to this figure. I've always been a sucker for the dark blue and red color scheme on a Superman figure, but for Supergirl, it works wonders. And not to mention the cape alone. I don't like the placement of the cape. I'll probably end up changing that and just make it drape off of her shoulders, but I do like the details within the cape. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We got a detail segment coming up. With all that said, though, guys, let's go ahead and get Supergirl out of the spotlight and take a closer look at the accessories that she came with. When it comes to the accessories, guys, she does, of course, come with very, very little, which we've kind of gotten used to see with the McFarlane Toys. She does, of course, come with a DC flight stand, just a clear stand with DC's logo just stamped right there on the front, and it does have the little bendy, grabby arm up here. Go ahead and set this back out to the side. She does, of course, come with her own trading card, and once again, that face is not so much Sasha Calle, but this one is closer to it than whoever the crap this is right here, because this is not Sasha Calle. This one, however, is like a nice animated version of her. Flipping over to the back, guys, is the read-up if you want to pause the screen and read it right now. Always give you guys that little bit of a second. And she does, of course, I forgot to take them off her hands. But, of course, she does come with two sets of fisted hands and a open soaring hand. I would call it a grabbing hand, but the fingers don't bend quite as much as they should. With all that said, though, guys, let's go ahead, move away from the accessories, and take a closer look at the detail. When it comes to the detail, guys, starting off with this ugly, ugly head sculpt, she's just got this oversized features on her faces, and that's what really makes her not look like Sasha Calle. It really throws this figure off, probably knocks it down a solid 3 notches for me, but that's just me personally. I also am not a big fan of the hair. She's got this short hair going for her in the movie, but in figure form, it just doesn't work, and I don't know what these little brownish streaks are in her hair, because her hair from the film just looked black in the sunlight. So I would expect them to just give her black hair. With that said, though, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the rest of the figure. Going down here, looking at the chest emblem, guys, I do love the emblem. I think it's a little too fat and squished together. However, it is still obviously the iconic Henry Cavill Superman emblem, just put on Sasha Calle's Supergirl, and it does work. It does still look amazing. I love the detail going throughout the suit, this little scratchy, fabricy kind of look to it, this little design they've got going. I do love it when McFarlane does that and just doesn't give us skin-tight underwear for our heroes. And flipping over here to the back, guys, we see that it still has this waistband and even the texturing on the back. Now, I will say I'm not a big fan of the waistband going up the back here. Probably would have been better to go across the buttocks, almost appearing to be like the classic Superman belt, because you kind of have it going for it here, but it just kind of drifts down from the midsection all the way down to her crotch. Now, I'm not a big fan of that. However, if I made this a lighter blue like we saw on the back with the card, it'd probably look a little bit better. Going out here now, guys, to the boots. She does not have red boots, and I feel like that was a missed opportunity. I hate seeing these Superman and Superwomen being put in blue boots with a blue suit and just red up top, or with just a red cape. The iconic red boots are a must. We gotta have, she almost fell backwards. We have to have the iconic red boots in every adaptation. It's not a question at this point. It's a must have. That's how you know. It's just how you know, okay? Don't yell at me, I'm yelling at you. Right here now, guys, we've got the little cape and all the ruffles going on in it, and I think it does look amazing. It is a soft plastic. However, I can see the glue on mine up here. I don't know if y'all could make that out. I can see the glue. So having her posed up like this for too long really makes me nervous, or even just slightly tugging on it. I feel, obviously, if I keep pulling, I'm just going to peel it right off. When they're tucked up in their shoulder cavities, I don't have that issue, that fear factor going on, but I do have it when it's just like this. It looks like I can just take it and just peel it and it'll come right out. With all that said, though, guys, let's go ahead and move away from the detail and take a closer look at the size, articulation, and some size comparison. When it comes to how tall Supergirl stands, guys, Supergirl does stand at looks to be exactly 7 inches tall, so she will scale together with the rest of your McFarlane figures. Now, however, I do kind of wish on some, not all, but some of the female figures, I wish that McFarlane would go 6 3/4. Something like that, just to be shorter than the males. For like Wonder Woman and the other Amazon figures, they could get away with it because, I mean, heck, Amazons are supposed to be taller than everyone, so they could get away with making Wonder Woman 8 inches tall and all everybody else 7 inches tall. That's just my only gripe from McFarlane figures, is they're all 7 inches or 7 1/4. There's no height difference, and in real life, you have height difference in every single person, just about. With all that said, though, guys, I digress. Going over here now, guys, looking at the articulation, her head goes up about that far, so she's good for the flying poses. Looks down about that far. She does rotate all the way around and has some beautiful head tilt in there as well. Her arm goes out about that far, and it rotates all the way around. She does, of course, come with a bicep swivel and double hinged elbows. Her hands are interchangeable, so they do rotate and hinge up and down as well. Her ab crunch goes forward about that far. It goes back about that far, so she is a limbo master at the end of the day. She does, of course, have beautiful ab swivel right here and waist swivel as well. Her legs go forward about that far. They go back about that far. They do get stuck by the rubber buttocks, double hinged knees, and she does, of course, have ankle articulation that goes down. It goes up, toe articulation, and that beautiful ankle pivot. When it comes to the size comparison, guys, here we have Supergirl standing up next to both Ezra Miller Flashes, and they do scale together beautifully. She is shorter than the Ezra Miller Flashes, although right here, they're almost kind of the exact same height, and it still bothers me that this one is the taller Ezra. However, I'm just going to chalk it up to the boots at the end of the day. Next up, guys, here we have Supergirl standing up next to the Dark Flash, the villain of the film, and I really would have loved to see these two fight each other, because at the end of the day, that Flash is this Flash, and this Flash wasn't really mentioned, but kind of a love interest in her. Like, he was super, like, flirty with her for a little bit. So I really would have loved to see these two go at it in a fight, just to see how much of a different perspective he had against her, trying to save her and her trying to not be saved. You know, something like that, trying to tell him that you can't save everyone, kind of like they had the other Barry do. And next up, guys, we have Supergirl standing up next to Michael Keaton's Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman. And as you can tell, both Batman almost tower over Sasha Calle, so she does really work for height in this wave. And of course, guys, you already know I had to do it. Right here, we have Sasha Calle's Supergirl standing next to what should have been on the big screen, Henry Cavill's Superman. Now, I am very disappointed in that in the figure. I do think the scale here works beautifully with Henry towering over Sasha, and I just hate that it was such a missed opportunity to have Henry Cavill in the figure. Right here, guys, we have Sasha Calle's Supergirl standing next to Marvel Legends' Invincible Iron Man, and as you can see, it does not work. Alrighty, guys, and there you have it. Another action figure review video in the books on my channel for you guys to enjoy. When it comes to my review on Sasha Calle's Supergirl, I'm going to have to give her a solid 5 out of 10. I really wanted to give this figure more, but when it comes to the lack of accessories, only the flying hands. But we did get a flying base. That's some good news. How the cape looks when it just drapes across inside the back right there, and then the face. The face is not Sasha Calle one bit. Doesn't even remotely look like her. So I'm just gonna gotta stick with it. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna gotta, sure, we'll make that a phrase. I'm just gonna gotta make it stick. Got it? With all that said though, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. We try to do at least 2 videos a week for you guys to enjoy. With all that said though, guys, I'm getting out of here, and I will see you in the next video.